It's happening more often. Heart disease in younger patients.
What I would tell my 35-year-old self who has experienced heart failure is that it can happen at any age, any stage of your life.
It used to be something we saw in people in their 60s and 70s. Now young people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s are being admitted to the hospital.
It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't discriminate. You could be young, old, doesn't matter necessarily what your habits are.
I'm talking about young, healthy, active people who have no idea they are living on borrowed time.
It's not just if you look good. It's not just your hair, your nails, the dreams that you're chasing. It's prioritizing your wellness as a whole.
This wasn't just an isolated case. It wasn't just me. Young people, people with their whole lives ahead of them, are walking into the hospitals and not walking back out. The warnings are silent. The signs are ignored. And by the time they know, oftentimes it's too late. That was the moment Heartbeat was born, right here in this hospital bed. I had to tell this story. I had to get this message out to help save lives. And I wasn't waiting until I got well to start. After hearing the doctors and medical staff, I knew I had to start right now. Take a deep breath. Feel your heart beating inside your chest, strong and steady. But what if I told you that right now, inside your body, something could be happening that you cannot feel, something that you cannot see, something that could stop your heart this very moment, before you ever get any warning signs or see it coming. My name is Rick Mathis. I run 5 miles 3 to 4 times a week. My blood pressure, last time it was checked, was 96/65. Lower than average. I don't have high cholesterol, no diabetes, no hypertension, not even a family history of genetic blood clots. I've been vegetarian for over 25 years, and I'm probably one of the most common stress-free people you'll ever meet. But until recently, I thought I was in perfect health and doing everything right. I've never been admitted to a hospital for any illness. So how could this happen to me? How could I, of all people, become a victim of the Widowmaker, a heart attack that very few people survive? When you hear about heart attacks, you think about people with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, or someone with a family history of heart disease. But I wasn't any of those things. I wasn't supposed to be at risk. And yet, there I was, lying in ICU, trying to figure out how I almost didn't make it.
There's a moment when time stops, when the air is too thick to breathe, when your body betrays you, and the line between life and death blurs. I know that moment. I lived it. 3 days in ICU. A widowmaker, heart attack, tried to take me out. But I looked death in the face and said, not today. They said Mr. Brown wouldn't make it to 1998, but he's still here. 6 stints later, still being an inspiration to the world.
He said, man, you had 95% blockage in your right artery. He said you could have been out of here, just like that. And so I have 6 stents in my arm.
Miriam had just given birth to her 4th child at age 34, and her heart was failing. But she fought for her baby and for her life.
My name is Miriam Mines. I am 40 years old right now, and at the age of 35, I experienced heart failure. I got sick 6.5 months after having my baby girl. My whole world stopped.
Brianna was just 7 days old, a baby, barely here, already fighting for her life. Mom held her, prayed over her, and little Brianna clinged to her mother for dear life.
And so this is my beautiful daughter, Brianna Savannah. At 7 days old, she did have to undergo 11 and a half hours of open heart surgery. She was born with a congenital heart defect, and today she's 7 years old and she's a thriving, surviving heart warrior.
They put Steve's heart on ice for 20 hours, and he lived to tell the story.
I didn't even see this thing coming on, but it came, and my actual heart was put on ice, and I was left on a breathing machine while they performed 20 hours of surgery.
Just one doctor's visit, one checkup. That's all it took to tell Manson he had to have open heart surgery in less than 30 days. He wasn't ready, but he wasn't ready to die.
Another interesting thing about this is I didn't have a heart attack. I definitely was on my way. I found out that I had issues with my heart was through an annual physical. It was annual physical. When I went in, we did the annual physical, and the doctor said that my heart was, my BPMs was low. And the BPMs are beats per minute. The normal, if I'm not mistaken, is 60 to 100. Mine was 40.
Emmanuel thought it was just a dry cough. Then came the ambulance, the hospital, and the news of a heart attack.
I'm like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? How can I have a heart attack? I'm sitting right here. I don't feel no heart attack. I just got a cough. What do you mean I'm having a heart attack? I was blown away about that.
His wife by his side, every step of the way. Love is what kept him alive.
When he came home and I had to shower him and bathe him and all of that, right? So I found pleasure in it.
This isn't just survival. It's the unshakable spirit of resilience. This is Heartbeat, the docuseries. A testament to those who stood at the edge of life, stared death in the face, and roared, "Not today." What's up? Heartbeat, let's do this. So, we're about to get into this. This is a dope movie, a dope project that we're working on. And hopefully, we're going to save a lot of lives, help a lot of people, because I experienced a widowmaker, which is a heart attack that only 12% of people survive. So it was real serious, and just happy to be here. And the thing that kept me, that saved my life, was the fact that I run. So I'm gonna keep running, I'm gonna keep walking, and I'm gonna keep counting my steps. So get in the game, count your steps, baby.
I'm Dr. Kevin Longshaw. I'm here in Dallas, Texas. I'm a family physician.
My name is Dr. McCabe Mooring. I'm a holistic doctor, a nutritionist, a midwife, and also an herbalist.
My name is Dr. William Cooper. I am a cardiovascular surgeon. I've been a physician for over 35 years. The nature of my profession and my specialty is that I operate on hearts.
So Doc, how you doing today, man? We're here.
I'm doing fantastic.
Good. We're here to talk about heart disease and
as far as my accomplishments, I've been recognized in D Magazine. I'm one of Dallas's best. My patient base is about a third Latino, about a third Caucasian, about a third African American. I say that, but then I still take care of a lot of different mix of patients. I take care of some Africans. I take care of all kinds of different patients. So I say a third. It's not really like that because I take care of Filipinos, Chinese, all kinds of different nationalities.
What are some similarities that you see, when it comes to culture? Because, you have different people eating different foods and having different experiences.
And one thing that's common is, I don't care which population you're talking about, whether it be Caucasian, where you're talking about African American, where you're talking about Latino, you're talking about men, women, whoever it is, heart disease is top dog. It's the number one killer. And so that's one thing that I say that unfortunately we share in common. That's one thing that I can say that it crosses all lines, be it racial, be it ethnic, be it sex, whatever the line is, there are some things that we share, and that's one of them.
When it comes to warning signs, you have differences between men and women. Talk about those differences. So talk about the warning signs for men, and then talk about the warning signs for women and how they're different.
So for men, if you look at it, the classic is the pressure in the chest, the tightness, the squeezing. What you'll hear about is the elephant sitting on the chest. And then you'll hear about that pain radiating down the arm. And that would be the classic story. And so we tune into that. We're ready for that. And so that's what you hear. For ladies, they don't read the book. The body it's not the classic story that we hear. For ladies, unfortunately, sometimes it's just a fatigue, a nausea. It may be a sweating. It's just much more subtle. And so you really have to be tuned into that. And so that's why that this month of Go Red and awareness, you just have to, is it so important, because some other things for ladies get more recognition or awareness, but yet it's the heart disease is the number one killer. So we have to do a better job of advertising and increasing awareness in ladies.
Heart disease is an epidemic in Western countries, and that is because it's 90 to 95% lifestyle, which of course includes what you consume, be it what you consume by your mouth, you consume here, or you consume here. All of these are consumption points.
I would tell you one of the things that I see most often in my practice in 35 years of doing this, and it's very serendipitous if you think about it, and it's quite frankly, it's kind of ironic, but a lot of people tell me, especially young men, you know, Doc, I had this heartburn. I went out to the golf course, I went to the 19th hole, I had the cigar, the bourbon shot, whatever other drink I like, ate some chicken wings, and then all night long I was up because I had this reflux, this indigestion. Now, let me just tell you something. I've cured a lot of indigestion and reflux with bypass surgery, restoring blood flow to the heart, because although, as a moniker and just sort of, as a way to describe it, we call it heartburn, but quite frankly, in a lot of cases, it's actually your heart that's burning. That's on the male side. On the female woman side, this thing gets really, 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 really very, very complicated, quite frankly, and a little bit more difficult to diagnose. And in fact, we know that women, even in the active state of having a heart attack, are much less likely to be diagnosed with that heart attack when it's occurring than men. Why? Because they're women. And why is that? Because the symptoms and the signs of those heart attacks in women are all over the place. Fatigue, it could be a little lightheadedness, numbness, tingling, things that you would not associate with the classic breaking out in a sweat, nausea, vomiting, throwing up, jaw pain, chest pain, going down the left arm, which is what the books talk about, but reality is that doesn't happen very often. And women have symptoms oftentimes that are not anywhere near what the books describe. It's what we call atypical, okay? And so it's very important, even when you start thinking about those early warning signs and those things that could be very subtle hints that something's going wrong with your heart, that you got to think about that. Okay, I'm a woman. This may not be, although, they told me I was just depressed or I'm just tired or whatever. No, this could really be something very, very serious. So what you have to do at that point is have a provider or get with a provider that takes into consideration in totality all of the things that matter when it comes to risk factors related to heart disease.